Hey everyone, so today I am doing a tutorial. This is a look that I actually have worn in a lot of my videos, like at least probably 5 or 6 of my videos, and every time I wear this look I get tutorial requests. And I'll zoom in really quickly so you can see, but it's just a pretty sparkly look that I use with an actual pigment, but I loved just that little pop of sparkle and sheen. Definitely has like the metallic finish to it. I'm actually working with a pigment today. That's like the main color that you guys see. Are the Urban Decay pigments. Which I actually got for $2 on HauteLook. I have a full video on every single shade of these because I got them all because they were $2, so I'll link that video below if you haven't seen it. But hopefully I share some good tips and tricks about working with pigments in this video, so let me know if it was helpful at all. But I don't know if I mentioned it in the tutorial, I might have, but I just wanted to say one thing. When you're working with pigments, when I usually do my makeup, when I'm just using all eyeshadows, I always do the crease color last, do the darkest last. But whenever I'm working with pigments, I find it's easiest to kind of go backwards. I just put the crease color in first, smoked it out a little bit, and then apply the pigments, because that way you're not going to move the pigments around in any way. They're going to stay put. You're not going to get glitter all over your face or pigment all over your face or anything like that. So that's a quick tip. Definitely do your crease color first if you want a little bit more definition. And when you're working with something that's a little bit more shiny like this, also you don't want to do too dark of a crease because then it's going to create kind of like a nighttime look, which you don't want to do because this is something I wear during the day. So this has been really requested. Also, by the way, my March favorites video, that tutorial, the makeup tutorial and hair tutorial, has been highly requested. So that will be coming up soon, along with another fun spring look. I did a spring tutorial in my contest entry video, so if you haven't seen that yet, I know it's a contest entry video, but I did a pretty makeup tutorial and nail tutorial in that video. You can go check that out. I'll have the link below. But I'm also going to do another fun spring tutorial coming up soon. So look for all those tutorials coming up. And then I'm also going to do a drugstore tutorial because that has been requested a lot as well. So I hope you like this. I hope some of the tips are helpful for you. And don't forget to check out my blog, polishedpearls.com. I'm actually going to take some photos of my nails right now and put them as a nail of the day because it's a gorgeous neon turquoise color that I like a lot. So this is going to be in my blog when you're watching this. So go check it out. I'll have the link below. Yes, so that's pretty much it. If you like this look, then keep on watching. You can tell, but I have a lot of redness. I don't have concealer on yet, and my lids are very shiny and kind of oily. I have oily skin, so MAC Paint Only Paint Pot is my go-to primer. It not only evens out the skin tone and the redness, it primes my eye, it makes my shadows last all day long. And with other primers, they don't take away the redness like this one does. I'm going to take my crease color, which is Naked. It's the lightest matte brown in the Naked palette. Sigma E40 brush is just a blending brush like this. And I'm just putting it in my crease. It's almost barely noticeable, but it's just going to add some depth to this look. You definitely don't want to go too dark when you're dealing with such a shiny pigment. I just kind of deepened up my crease. That's all I wanted. Then I'm going to go in with a Sigma E55 shader brush, which is my favorite Sigma brush. Focus. That's how it looks. I'm actually going to be using half-baked eyeshadow kind of as my base before I put the pigment on. And this is pretty similar to the pigment. So here is half-baked eyeshadow and here is my baked pigment. So you can tell they're pretty similar in color. This one has a little bit more of like an orange tone to it. And you can also tell that the pigment is a little bit more, has a sparkle, shimmery kind of glisten to it. So it's a little bit more eye-catching, but they're very, very similar. So if you have half-baked, you can just use that. Okay, so I'm putting half-baked all over my lid. Blending it in with the crease. I'm just going to bring it down under my eyes. I'm going to take Buck, which is a little bit darker than my crease color, this one right here, and I'm just going to use that same brush on the tip and use it on the outer corner because I'm just going to kind of give the look a little bit of a smoky effect without really using too dark of colors. So it just adds a little bit of darkness right there. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my pigment. This is the baked pigment. I like to actually put the pigment on my hand and then pick it up with the brush from there. On my hand, like so. I'm literally just going to pick up the pigment onto this brush. Lightly pat it over my whole eye. And we're keeping this pretty much just on the lid. I'm actually going to take the brush that the pigment comes with, and I'm just going to put it underneath my whole entire lower lash line. Highlight, I'm going to be using the large shader E60 from Sigma, which is my favorite brush for highlighting because it's so big. And I'm just going to stick with the Naked palette and use Virgin, which is the lightest shade right here. I'm going to put this underneath my brow. I'm going to put this right in my inner tear duct. I could probably add a little bit more to this side. And then bring it up. Another thing that's kind of crucial when you're working with pigments, you don't want to just use a pencil liner. You want to use a liquid liner. Pigments fall kind of throughout the day, so if you just use a pencil liner, it'll kind of cover up the black line and it'll almost make it look like you don't really have a liner on because the pigment will just completely cover up the line. What I like to do is first put down a pencil liner. I'll use the Urban Decay 24/7 pencil. Use that first, put on some false lashes, then I'll cover up the top of the lashes with a liquid liner because you want something that's going to stand out like a gel liner or a liquid liner. So that the pigment doesn't really conceal that line at all. And it really doesn't have to be all that perfect because we're putting the lashes on top and then we're covering it with liquid liner. But you can already see how the pigment is kind of already covering up and getting on top of that liner. And you can tell it does not stand out like it does over here. Then I'm going to put the lashes on. I totally forgot to mention I put one coat of my Colossal Volume before I put the lashes on. And then I'm going to do my liquid liner to make it more polished like this eye. And then I'm going to finish with doing my last coat of mascara on my bottom lashes. So L'Oreal Carbon Black Intense Liquid Liner. So you just want to tilt your head back and look into the mirror. Feel like where the lashes kind of start, the little edge to them, you can totally feel that when you're lining. So you just want to follow that edge here. Just kind of have it meet up. Now the last thing I do is take some concealer using my MAC Studio Finish NC20. Do it last, that way any glitter fallout is kind of removed from that area. And do your bottom lashes. So you can use pretty much any color you want to do on your cheeks, whether it be, you know, a mauve color, peach color, bronzy color, whatever you want is going to work with this eye. So I always switch up what I wear on my cheeks and my lips, but a combination that I've really been loving is using Refined Golden by MAC. It's a bronzing powder, but there is a little bit of glitter in it, but not too much. And I'm using a Sigma F40 angled brush. So I'm just going to swirl that around and put it on the apples and kind of contour with it as well because it's a lot darker than my skin tone, obviously. And then for a highlight, I'm going to be using the Perfect Topping MSF by MAC, which is so pretty. This was in my favorites video, limited edition, and I just use the same brush, but it adds a little bit of a sheen. I don't know if you can tell. My lips, I'm actually not going to be using any lipstick or anything. I'm just using a gloss, which is like my go-to gloss right now. I'm obsessed with it. I've mentioned it in a lot of videos. The Buxom Lips in the shade Bunny. I actually want to get it in like a lot more shades just because I love the consistency. It's supposed to plump your lips, but in all honesty, it doesn't. I feel like I make really weird faces when I put on lip gloss. So yeah, that's pretty much the finish. It catches the light and it's just really pretty. And I feel like it's wearable for pretty much all skin tones and stuff like that. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope that I shared a couple of tips and tricks about working with pigments in this look. I hope you could try something similar out. And by the way, if you know of any other pigments that kind of look like this that maybe are cheaper, then leave them in the comments below. So if anyone else wants to try this look but they don't want to pay for the Urban Decay pigment, they will have other options as well. If you know of any pretty metallic-y, foily kind of pigments like this, then please leave them in the comments below. But I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and try something similar out. If you do, leave it as a video response, or you can always send me a photo through Twitter or Facebook or anything like that. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.